Have you ever wondered why offspring do not like exactly the same as parents or siblings? The answer lies in meiosis. The gametes or reproductive cell is responsible for reproduction. So for today's lesson, I will be discussing more on the topic of meiosis. Meiosis is one type of the cell division which is focusing on the production of a matured gametes or matured sperm cell and matured egg cell. So our learning objectives for this lesson: compare mitosis and meiosis and their role in the cell division cycle, and explain the significance of meiosis in maintaining the chromosome number. Body cells consist of 46 chromosomes in a set, and sex cells, also known as gametes or reproductive cells that form in gonads found in the reproductive organ of male and female organisms. Sex cells consist of 23 chromosomes. As you have noticed, it is half of the set in the body cells. During fertilization stage, the sperm cell contains 23 chromosomes, and egg cell with 23 chromosomes combine to form a zygote, with 46 chromosomes as a complete set. And this is how life is conceived. Meiosis is a type of cell division used by multicellular organisms in the form of reproductive cells called gametes. It is a process wherein a diploid parent cell produces four unique haploid cells. What is the difference between diploid and haploid? Diploid is a cell that has a complete set of chromosomes. Half of the set comes from one parent and the other half comes from the other parent. Haploid is a cell that has half of the complete set of chromosomes. The daughter cells produced after meiosis are not alike. There are four daughter cells produced after one meiotic process because the cell divides twice. Meiosis I, called as reductional division, and Meiosis II, called as equational division. Mitosis and meiosis has similarities, at the same time differences. Take a look of the illustration of Meiosis I and Meiosis II. This is how the process works. Let us discuss this one by one. As meiosis, the cell started as successfully completed the G1, S, and G2 of the interphase. During G1 or growth 1 or gap 1 phase, the cell undergoes growth and development. During S phase or synthesis phase, the DNA doubles at this stage by the process called replication. The DNA is replicated producing two chromosomes called sister chromatids. And centrioles is also duplicated and begin to extend the microtubules that extend the meiotic spindle. During G2 or known as growth 2 or gap 2 phase, it is a stage for the preparation of cell division. During this stage, the cells synthesize organelles and other materials which will play a specific role in the cell division. Up to this point, the process is almost similar with mitosis, but two events in meiosis that do not occur in mitosis. Meiosis happens in two parts. Meiosis I that produces two daughter cells and meiosis II that produces four daughter cells. It happens before the sperm and egg cells are formed. During prophase I, Two events occur. The first one is synapsis. Synapsis is a process of pairing homologous chromosomes forming tetrad or bivalent. Homologous chromosomes are two chromosomes which has similar size, shape, and carry the same types of genes but not identical. The other event is called crossing over. During this process, a physical exchange between chromosome segment of non-sister chromatids occur, increasing a genetic diversity. Tingnan mabuti yung illustration or picture. Sa unang picture, makikita dito yung homologous chromosome. Homologous chromosome, from the word itself, homo means one or same. Ibig sabihin, yung dalawang chromosomes na yan ay may parehas na traits or characteristics. Sa chromosomes, meron tayong parte na tinatawag. Tinatawag itong non-sister chromatid kung ang isang parte ng chromosomes ay nanggaling sa tatay at ang isang parte ng chromosome ay nanggaling sa nanay. Sister chromatid naman ang tawag kung parehas na parte ng chromosomes ay nanggaling sa nanay or sa tatay. Sa pangalawang bahagi ng picture, makikita dito yung proseso ng crossing over that forming tetrad o yung tinatawag na bivalent. Sa prosesong ito, nagkakaroon na ng palitan ng mga genetic materials. Okay? Ano tong palitan ng genetic materials? Ibig sabihin may mga characteristics or traits na mula sa nanay at sa tatay ang nagkakaroon ng pagpapalitan that forming recombinant chromatids. Sa recombinant chromatids, makikita dito na may mga characteristics na mula sa paternal chromosomes ang nasa maternal at may mga traits or characteristics from maternal ang nasa paternal chromosomes. That's why we have a genetic diversity. The next part is metaphase 1. During this process, the homologous chromosome which undergo crossing over line up in the center called metaphase plate or equatorial plate. Each chromosome is attached to spindle fiber. Due to independent assortment, this alignment is random that adds genetic diversity. As you can see in this picture, isang side ng kinetochore ang attached sa spindle fiber ng isa sa bivalent or tetrad at isa din ang naka-attach sa kabilang side ng kinetochore ng isa pa sa bivalent or tetrad. Compared with mitosis na isang chromosomes lang ang naka-align sa metaphase plate, ibig sabihin, both sides of the kinetochore attach ang spindle fiber. During anaphase 1, one double-stranded chromosomes moves to the opposite poles of the cell, meaning isa doon sa mga chromosomes o yung X na makikita dyan moves the other side of the pole. And lastly, the telophase 1. During this process, chromosomes are decondensed and two nuclear envelope reform. As you observe from the prophase 1 na may 4 na chromosomes from the original parent cell, in daughter cell, it has only 2 chromosomes each. Meaning, half of chromosomes was passed from parent cell to daughter cell. In human, we have originally 46 chromosomes. But after meiosis I, it has now only 23 chromosomes. Before meiosis II, cytokinesis occur. During this process, cytoplasmic materials and the two daughter cells separates, forming cleavage furrow. Now, let's proceed in meiosis II. Meiosis II is the process of meiosis that has the same process of mitosis, but it involves the formation of sex cells. It is the result of four daughter cells with half chromosomes from the original parent cell. In prophase 2, there is no synapses and crossing over of chromosomes occur. It only proceeds just like how mitosis process. The next one is metaphase 2. In this process or stage, the chromosome line up at the center. During anaphase 2, the chromosomes pulled apart to the opposite poles. And lastly, the telophase 2. During this process, each daughter cell separates into two, forming four daughter cells. And another round of cytokinesis occur. The haploid cell will specialize into gametes, whether sperm or egg, that combine during fertilization in forming a zygote and becomes a child. This child receives only half from its mother, which has 23 chromosomes, and half from its father, which has also 23 chromosomes. Meiosis in male is the formation of matured sperm cell by the process called spermatogenesis. In this process, it produces four matured healthy sperm cells. On the other hand, meiosis in female focus in the formation of egg cell. From the primary oocyte, one ovum matured egg cell is produced and three of them becomes polar bodies that disintegrates in this process called oogenesis. To sum up the lesson, let us compare the similarities and differences of mitosis and meiosis. When it comes to their similarities, they produce new cells, they are similar in basic steps, and it starts with a single parent cell. When it comes to differences in mitosis, it undergo four stages in total plus interphase. It happens in somatic cells or body cells. The purpose is for cellular proliferation. It produces two diploid daughter cells. The chromosome number remains the same and the genetic variation doesn't change. While in meiosis, it has 8 stages in total plus interphase. It happens in germ cell or reproductive cell. The purpose is for sexual reproduction. It produces haploid daughter cell. The chromosome number is half in each daughter cell and the genetic variation increase. To check your understanding, let us have your quiz. And that's all our lesson for today. Thank you, grade 8 students. I hope you learned something. If you're new to my channel and want to see more lesson videos, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more updates in our science class.